trade, I'm always looking to make 2 times what I'm risking, and that's going to help you be consistent long term as well. So if I'm risking $200, my stop loss will be $200, but my take profit will be $400 because I'm looking to make $400. And one thing about trading, you can't be over greedy. You can't just keep going because you won. You have to stop. You have to have this discipline because at the end of the day, it can it can mess you up at the end of the day. So I would just say it's very important to have a stop loss, a take profit, because you don't want to lose the account at the end of the day. And risk management is very important because that's back to what I was saying, the $200 to $400 of risk. And back to what I was saying, the risking of 1 to 2% of your account. If you risk 1 to 2% of your account comfortably, you'll be able to take trades more often because you're comfortable with the risk. And it won't put you in more hesitation of taking the trade because you're comfortable with the risk. So the main thing I would say with having a stop loss and take profit, just be comfortable with the risk. Be comfortable with what you're risking on your account, because at the end of the day, you never want to risk your whole account. Next slide. All right, reading the market. This is very important because sometimes the market can go up, down. It never goes side to side. It always go ups and down. So you can either see uptrends on the market or you can see downtrends on the market. Candlestick patterns is a way that you can read the market. There's different candlestick patterns that lets you know if a trade is about to buy or sell. And then you guys can look on the internet, like different candlestick patterns. And then we also have support and resistance. Support and resistance are just levels that you can get in and out of a trade at. We have trend analysis. Trend analysis is back to what I was just saying about uptrends and downtrends. The market can only go up or down at the end of the day. Volume. Like I said, volume is very important, once again, because that is the amount of people that's trading that pair at that time. And like I said, volume is what can take you from a 5-minute trade to a 2-hour trade if it's no volume. But if it's a lot of volume, the trade, you could be in the trade in and out in 5 minutes or 2 minutes or whatever your plan is, or whatever your style of trading is. Next slide. All right, the global trading sessions. So futures market is open 23 hours of the day. New York session is from 8:30 to 3 p.m. London session is from 2 a.m. to 11 a.m. Asia session is from 7 p.m. to 4 a.m. Trading is from Monday through Friday. You don't trade on weekends, so you only trade Monday through Friday. New York session is the main session I recommend everybody to trade, just because it's a lot of volatility. It's a lot of volume. A lot of traders trade at 8:30. So if you are looking to get in the trade, in and out of a trade, then there's a lot of people that's trading at that time. So it will make it easier for you to trade. And I usually trade from 8:30 to 11. Once again, you have to have cutoff times because you can't treat trading like a gambler. You have to treat trading like a business. And once again, at your job, you at your job at a certain at a certain time, and you leave your job at a certain time. Same thing with trading. I trade from 8:30 to 11 a.m. If I don't see my setup, I'm off the charts, because it will put you in a mindset to trade every day, or especially when you start winning. You'll want to take a trade while you eating. You'll want to take a trade while you working. But stay in the market from 8:30 to 11. I recommend. London session, usually people don't trade London and Asia session because the volatility is not there. A lot of people not trading at that time. So a trade that may take 5 minutes may take 5 hours. So that's why most people don't trade London and Asia session. So I recommend New York session, 8:30 to 11 a.m. All right, next slide. News and market volatility. This is very important because sometimes the president drops news like CPI reports or interest rates or Federal Reserve or job reports, and these things can affect the market. Usually what I would say about news is I don't want to be in the market whenever it's news about to come out, because typically that can create a spike on the chart, either up or down, but you don't never know at the end of the day. So it's best to not be in new or not be in a trade when there's news coming up. And the website that I usually use to check news is My Forex Factory. Um, Usually, if it has like red folder news saying like one of these things, CPI report, interest rate, Federal Reserve, or job reports, that's more likely not going to allow me to get into the trade. So, for example, if we have news at 9 a.m. and I'm looking to get in a trade at 8:55, if I know it's 9 a.m. news, I'm not going to get into a trade until after 9 a.m. because it's red for the news, and I don't know what it may do while I'm in the trade. It may spike me up or it might spike down, but I would rather not take my A plus setup or my great trade on. I would rather not risk my good trade on a news move, if that makes sense. All right, next slide. Emotions and trading. This is something that's very important because a lot of people trade emotional. This is where trading is a mindset thing, because and we have these different emotions up here. We have fear, we have greed, we have FOMO, which is fear of missing out. We have revenge trading. Fear, if you're scared to take your trade, you might see the right setup, you might see the right strategy, you may see the right things, everything might correlate together, but you're still nervous to take the trade out of fear. So at the end of the day, you got to have the way to get past fear is having confidence. Take your setup every single day, do it, make it a routine, and then eventually you will gain that confidence and know, okay, this trade might work or this trade might not work, or And then greed is something big, because like I said, once you win one time, you're going to want to win more and more times because you're making money at the end of the day. So greed, it comes into place whenever you win. So whenever I win, I just try to be one and done. Whenever I win, I'm done for the day. I'm not trying to look to take 2 more trades, 3 more trades. I'm done. And that's going to help you long term when it comes to, and that's going to help you long term whenever it comes to taking trades and knowing how long you should be in the trades. Fear, FOMO is fear of missing out. Say, for instance, you may see your setup, you may miss it, and now you're trying to make up rules in your head just to get into the trade. At the end of the day, you need to follow your strategy. If the trade didn't play out or you missed the trade, just don't take the trade or wait for the next setup to happen. But don't just get into a trade because you're mad that you missed out at the end of the day. Revenge trading, that's what I was talking about earlier. That's like, say for instance, you take a trade and you lose, and your rule may be set as you only can lose 2 trades and then you're done. But now you're looking to take that 3rd trade because you lost instead of following your rules. So how you should measure trading? You should measure trading by, did I follow my rules today? Not if I won or lost. That's gonna make you more consistent. That's gonna make you more profitable long term. Next slide. All right, protect your capital. That's very important, because whatever I choose, whatever I'm comfortable with risking, so whatever I have in my account, I'm risking 1 to 2% of it. And whatever you risking, I will always look to make 2 times your risk. So if I'm risking $100, I'm looking to make $200. If I'm risking $200, I'm looking to make $400. Now you can stay in the trade longer and make more, but at the end of the day, you should take what you can get. And trading is not about hitting home runs, it's about base hits. It's about making $200 a day, $200 a day, $200 a day, and then slowly growing as your account grows. You up your risk as much as your account grows. So when your account grows, now your risk is moving as well with it, because you're making more money, so you can risk more. So you have the risk available. But what I recommend is 1 to 2. Like I said, you can't do 1 to 3. You can't do 1 to 4, and that just basically means like 3 times your profit. Like if whatever you're risking, you make it 3 times of your profit or 4 times your profit. But at the end of the day, that's going to be harder to be consistent long term, because you're looking for a home run opposed to looking for a base hits. All right, next slide. Prop firms explain. Prop firms are what a lot of the young kids are using to make a lot of money nowadays, because you can use a prop firm instead of using a live account. And so all a prop firm is basically you have to pay an initial amount monthly to pass a challenge. Then once you pass the challenge, you're able to trade the account to wherever you want and be able to take profit splits. And so, like, say for instance, I may pay $50 a month for a futures account or a futures prop firm, and I only spent $50, and then I beat the challenge. Once I beat the challenge, I get moved into another account. Then once I'm in the other account, whatever I make on that account, I can take up to 50% profit splits. Now, every prop firm is different because they have different rules, they have different profit splits, but the only thing that you're risking is that initial subscription fee. So it could be, usually it's like $50 or $100, but you can make up to $10,000 or $20,000. But it just, at the end of the day, you just paying the monthly fee, and then that monthly fee also gets waived off. And then that monthly fee also gets waived off after you pass the challenge. And so, say for instance, like I passed the challenge, I have a live, or technically like a funded account. That's what it's called. Then I traded, and I put $10,000 in the account. I'm able to take up to $5,000 because I put $10,000 in the account. Now the real money comes in is where you have multiple accounts and you can copy trade these accounts all at the same time. So that 10,000 can turn to 50,000, but I'm only taking half of that money. So now it's 25,000 that I could potentially make due to me having more accounts. All right, next slide. All right, so this is a prop firm account versus a live account. These are the differences. Prop firm, now you trade the firm's capital and not your own. So all the prop firm is doing is just giving you leverage for trading. It's a lower upfront cost. So you may, like I said, you may pay $50, but you may win up to $10,000. So at that point, it's worth the investment because you turn that $50 into $10,000. And what usually people do is take that money they make from the prop firm accounts and put it into their live account. And I'm gonna go over like how a live account could be potentially better. Or it just depends on your situation. But great. It's also great for improving your edge. So it's great for learning, though. Prop firms is good for learning because, like I said, you're spending less money. The only money you're spending is that initial $50 or $100, or depending on the account size. But the only thing about the prop firms, they have strict daily drawdown rules. It has a profit split. So, like I said, you can't take all the money. You only get a certain percentage of the money whenever you make money. And then you can lose you also can lose the account so usually it's like a profit target of $3,000 that you have to make to pass the account. But if you keep losing and basically make negative $2,000 at the end of the day, like it don't have to be in one day, it can be over time. But if you lose the negative $2,000, that's how you would blow the account. And so like a prop firm, a live account could be a little better because you have full control of your trading. So a live account is basically where I put my own profit up instead of using like the initial profit. So if I have $10,000, I could put my own $10,000 into a live account, trade 1 to 2% of that, and then I can be able to take withdrawals whenever I want to because it's my money. So I can, if I make $200, $300 today, I could take that $200, $300 out right now if I wanted to. So that's the difference. I would say the main difference in between a live and a prop firm account. So if you're a beginner, I recommend using a prop firm account just so you can learn how to trade, get the gist of how the market is, versus a live account, because now your own money is at risk. So I would just look into different prop firm accounts, because prop firms is kind of like banks. It's different prop firms that you can choose from with different rules. So you can just kind of find the prop firm that works for you the best. All right, next slide. All right, daily game plan. This is something that you need to have in place, because like I said, trading is just like a routine thing. So it's just like brushing your teeth, waking up to brush your teeth every single day. It needs to be something that you wake up and don't even think about, something that you just used to doing every single day, and you know what to look for just because you do it every single day. So the first thing I usually do is I check the news. So that's back to saying where I get on the website myforex.com. I check the news. I make sure it's not no red folder news. Then after that, this is just more so retaining to a specific strategy, but you can mark your key levels. But whatever strategy that you guys choose, that's the strategy. That's what you would do for number 2. So that could be mark your key levels. That could be doing other things, marking your high, previous day high and low. And then the third thing I do is I wait for my setup. So after I see the rules, I wait for my setup to happen, and then I'm looking to get into the trade. So and then when I get into the trade, after that, I make sure I journal my trade. And journaling your trade is just collecting the data. That's basically like taking a picture of the trade, or writing down how did you feel when you was in the trade, why did I take the trade, why did I lose the trade. All these different things will help you over time, because whenever you start to win, you will see a pattern, and you will be able to keep doing that pattern over and over, and it will be a part of your routine. And then something also I do is I respect my daily limits. So like I said, before I get into a trade, I make sure I have a stop loss. I make sure I have a take profit. I make sure I know what I'm comfortable with risking before I get into the trade. I'm not just trading blindly. I already know what I'm going to risk. I already know what my stop loss is going to be. I already know what my take profit is going to be. And those are the different things that will keep you disciplined and make sure and keep trading like a routine, instead of like just doing random stuff every single day. This is how you can stay disciplined. Just like at your job. At your job, you're not doing random things. You're doing what the boss is letting you know to do. So you got to treat it just like trading, because trading is your business at the end of the day. All right, next. So this goes into the trading journal. Back to what I was saying about collecting data. Data is going to be your number one friend in trading, because without data, it's going to be hard to do this continuously or consistently over time. So this is how my trading journal will look. I take a picture, a screenshot of my enters and exits before I got into the trade, and after I got into the trade, I make sure I write down my emotions. How did I feel when I was getting into the trade? Something I even do is I record me while I'm in the trade, because they're showing me, like, am I anxious when I'm in the trade? Am I calm? Am I patient? Am I disciplined? You will be able to see it. You will be able to catch those things on video if you record yourself. So that's like a little hack that you guys can do to figure out. I also make sure I write down the different mistakes, what I did wrong, what I could have did better. At the end of the day, like I said, trading is not about if you win or lose. It's about if you follow your strategy. That's going to make you profitable over time, not about winning and losing. Now, yes, you do want to win, you do want to make money, but losses come with trading. And so that's something that you have to understand. It's going to be days where you're going to lose, but what are you going to do when you lose? Are you going to take a revenge trade? Are you going to just make a random trade? You have to develop a strategy, a game plan, a trading journal, collect data. All this stuff is going to make you a profitable trader at the end of the day. All right, next slide. See, these are all the skills that I feel like every trader needs. And this is just not for trading. This applies to not for just for trading. This applies to the other areas of your life as well, your spiritual life, your regular life. You have to have discipline because how you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you don't have discipline at home, it's gonna be hard for you to have discipline on the charts. If you don't got patience at home, it's gonna be hard for you to have patience on the chart. So you have to mold your life. How you do one thing is how you do everything. So you have to mold your life to the best person you want to be. What is the best Dylan look like? You know. Um, Also, I would say we got patience, we got emotional control, 92%. That's like I said, that's keep your emotions underway. When you lost, how do you react to the chart? Do you keep trying to take another trade? Do you walk away and just let it be? Or what do you do? That's something you have to realize within yourself whenever you're trading. And like I said, risk management is 97%. That is the main thing that's going to make you profitable over time. Risk management. Because say for instance, I risk $200 to make $400. I can make $400 on Monday, then come back Tuesday and lose $200, but I'm still up $200. And then I come back the next day and win. So now I'm up $600. So that will make you profitable long term because your risk to reward. You're always making 2 times what you lose. 2 losses is equivalent to 1 win. All right, next. What trading really takes? You have to be 18 plus to sign up with these brokers. So parents, if you do have kids that want to learn how to trade, you do have to be 18 plus, or you might have to sign up for them. Usually trading takes 6 to 18 months to be profitable. And that's why 90% of traders quit in a year, because they don't have no strategy, they don't have no game plan, they don't have these rules in place to keep them profitable long term or keep them disciplined long term. They're just doing whatever they feel, or they're not going off of data, they're going off of how they feel. And at the end of the day, you want to track this, but you want to measure this by data. If I follow my rules, like I said, you don't want to measure this on if I made money or not, because if you measure it on if I made money or not, you could be doing the wrong things to make money, and that will put you in a bad habit or a rabbit hole at the end of the day. So you always want to make sure that you have a game plan. Just have it. That's the main thing I would stress, is just having a daily game plan before you take a trade or get into a trade or even start trading. All right. So this is what a simple trade walkthrough looks like. So say for instance, I take a trade on NQ. One of my entries can be an imbalance. This is something you guys can look up on YouTube. That's just one of the strategies that I use. I personally use imbalances and fair value gaps. I can say, for instance, I get in at 19,500. I have my stop loss at 20 points below the entry, which is 19,480. So say, for instance, I'm risking $200. My stop loss is going to be that $200 that I'm initially risking. The take profit is going to be 40 points above 19,540. So then the amount I'm willing to make is $400 because I'm risking $200. So that would be my take profit, and that's an example of how a trade setup would look, or something that will make me get into a trade. Obviously, it's more, but you'll learn as you go and develop a style on what you like the most, because what I may do is maybe different from what you may do. But at the end of the day, you can use different strategies. Trading is more so a 1v1. It's you versus you type of thing. It's a skill set that you don't need a boss, or you don't need workers, or you don't need employees. It's just you versus you. So you have to figure out why you're not doing the correct things at the end of the day. All right, final thoughts. Consistency beats luck. So if you're consistent, it's not no luck. Discipline creates opportunity. So if you're disciplined, you can create an opportunity for yourself. If you're not just taking any willy-nilly trade, then you're going to be disciplined enough to take the right trade. Focus on the process. At the end of the day, it's not easy. Trading is not something that's easy. It's not a get rich quick scheme. It takes time. It's something that you have to do long term, and develop in. It's a career at the end of the day. So you have to treat it like a career. Like I said, you have to treat it like a business. Don't treat it like a gambler, because you treat it like a gambler, you're gonna get gambler results. If you treat it like a business, you're gonna get business results. Any questions? Yeah, you can go ahead first. Initially, so I kind of started with the prop firm accounts. So I started with risking, or I started with only paying that initial monthly fee. So it might have been $50 or so. And then I basically passed the account, got a payout of $10,000 to $5,000, $10,000. And from there, I took that money and put it into my live account. And ever since then, I've just been growing. Um, no, it was like 2 months, about 2 months. But like I said, once again, I'm experienced in trading. This is something that I've been doing over time. So I develop a routine to follow every single day, and at the end of the day, my routine got me there.
Okay, and one more question.
Okay.
New York time, they're like what, 3 hours ahead of us? So
But yeah, it's 8:30 this time and to 11 a.m. That's just usually the name of the session, New York session.
okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so it is 8:30 to 11.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
But if you do travel, the times it may vary, so it may be different somewhere else at a different
Okay.
location.
Okay.
Oh, no problem. She about to read the mic for you.
When you do to get a prop firm, is it like an application, a credit check?
Oh,
something
no,
you gotta
no,
get
no.
approved, or they just give anybody access to that
Yeah,
large
anybody
amount?
access. You just more so go on their website. You do your research and just see the different prop firms and see. I suggest Top Step. That's the main one that I use. Top Step. Yep, Top Step. TOPSTEP. Top Step. And then also Apex is a pretty good one. Yeah, but Top Step is my main go-to usually. Yeah, yes, ma'am. Hold on, I guess he
I said, what encouraged you to do day trading?
You said what year did I? Oh, what encouraged me? Just not working a job every single day. I like to have my own freedom. I don't like when a boss is telling me what to do 24/7. I want to be able to make money wherever, whenever, however I can.
Is it an end goal to it? Like,
Oh yeah, I'm trying to.
This, I quit, or do I reach this and keep going?
I reach this and keep going. It's really I would say financial freedom is the long-term goal, because at the end of the day, I want to do stuff how I want to do it. But your why might be different than my why, so you just got to see what's your why and always keep that in mind when you trade, especially when you're losing.
Okay, so you mentioned that when the stop loss would kick in.
Yes,
Because
ma'am.
if you invest 200, you go up to 4, you don't want to go past that 200. Is there some type of program that's built in your system that would stop it from going below that 200, or do you have to be vigilant and stop it?
Yes, ma'am. So that's what the stop loss is in place for. Usually when a trade hits your stop loss, then you're out of the trade. So, and I only lose my initial risk. So if I choose to lose 200, once the trade hits my stop loss, then I would just automatically lose 200. I'll be out the trade and I'll be done.
Yeah, but do you have to stop it, or is there?
It just automatically stops by itself.
Okay.
So whenever it hits, it just triggers and the trade is just automatically over. But you can manually stop it yourself if you want to. But if you use a stop loss, it will trigger by itself.
I just wanted to say that you would put the stop loss in place, and so when it hits it, it'll just go off. So you would put it in place, so it wouldn't just take all your money.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what I was gonna ask with the stop loss. You put that in place, like when you start your trade. When you go in for the day,
Yes, ma'am.
your stop loss. You say, okay, my stop loss is
I'm gonna stop at 400.
Right.
If I lose 400, I'm done.
I'm
And
done.
You
Yep.
put that place mark in place on your
On my
trading
chart.
view.
Right. Correct. Yeah. It would be like a button that you can press that says stop loss, and I can move the stop loss to whatever amount of money that I'm willing to risk.
So the software that you use as far as like, do you go through a brokerage or do you just go through top
firms. So you use a brokerage whenever you're trying to do a live account. So you have to use a brokerage to start a live account. But if you're using prop firms, you don't have to use no brokerage. It's just the company that's.
And do you also use like any other software like TradingView or anything like that?
Yep. So I do recommend that I'm glad she said that. I do recommend TradingView to everybody. TradingView is basically where you can see all the charts that I was referring to back then, all the different markets, NASDAQ, YM, ES. These are how you see all the different pairs move and how you see all the candlesticks move, basically.
And how did you learn futures? Like what did you go through because like I would like to know, like, how did you learn more about it?
So I had a mentor. I had somebody that taught me, and he's doing very good for himself. And so I just basically took what he did, copied and pasted, and made it my own way, essentially.
Okay, so we're gonna research the stock that we invest in. How many years, or what's the time span to review that stock with the volatility of it going up and down? And how do you read the volatility to know when to stop trading, when to sell?
Okay, so I would see how the market is moving. That lets me know the volatility, how fast the candles are moving up and down. That lets me know how many people are in the market. It's not like you will never know the specific amount, but you would be able to tell how it's moving, the volume. And then what was your other? You had another question as well?
Review that stock
Right.
to know if you want to stay in it.
Okay.
Based on the volatility of it.
Based on the volatility, basically. And then like knowing pairs is just like knowing a person. Once you trade it every single day, you'll get familiar of how it moves, like how fast it moves and how it should be moving at the end of the day. Right. So you not prior experience. I mean, you can, what I would suggest you guys doing is going like, okay, so I'll suggest every beginner to go on, look up TradingView, make a demo account. And a demo account is basically where you can trade free money, simulated money, but you can still trade it in real time. So you can still understand how the market moves, how you buy and sell, just get familiar with the platform. But yeah, that's what I would say. I recommend everybody making a demo account, TradingView, practice with that, get familiar with the markets, then move to a prop firm account, make money with the prop firm account, then move to the live account. And then, and that's what I would recommend.
So I have two questions. So is trading similar to going on Cash App and investing in Tesla?
So that's more so long-term trading. So when I was basically talking about like the different markets you can trade, futures, forex, stocks, that would be more so of a stock type of.
So you can, that is a way of
trading.
trading.
That is a way of trading.
Okay.
That's just more so long-term investing though,
That's not immediate.
It's not like immediate returns. Exactly.
Okay. And then also in trading, you got to have somebody there with you to help you, right?
Yeah.
You can't really do it on your own.
I mean, you can do it on your own once you get the idea and flow of what you should be doing every single day. But yeah, I agree that you need somebody to learn from, because at the end of the day, you don't want to do this stuff blindly.
So it does take time.
It does take time. It's just like any other business.
So are there individuals out there that's willing to be there to help you? I mean, like, can you find somebody or?
Yeah. You can find somebody. Also, I have a sign-up sheet. In the lobby. If you guys want to give me you guys his contact information, I'm looking to make a group chat and where I can share trades and share trading information.
That's good. Okay, that's what I want to know.
Dylan, you don't mind me telling your business, do you? When you called me the other day, How much did you say you made?
Shoot, it was like 500.
And how many
Or it was
minutes?
1,000, huh?
How many minutes was it?
Like 5 minutes. That's how it could be whenever you get $500 in 5 minutes. Yup.
And you can show it on your phone too, right? You got proof, right?
Yeah, I got, if you guys want to see the payouts that I've made, I can show that as well. You know,
Dylan, how long you been trading?
I only been trading for 2 years.
Who showed you how to trade?
I had a mentor. I had a
started-
couple of mentors
Who
actually.
started you off with trading?
Said
Who started you off with trading?
you.
And you guys can scan the QR code for the slides for tonight. The QR code is up. I think she's.
Dylan, what time frame do you trade on? 1
I-
hour?
Yeah, I personally trade on 1 hour. Yeah, the 1 hour time frame. And time frames, if you guys don't know what it is, time frame is just basically the amount of time it takes to form a candle. So you could trade on a 5-minute time frame, you could trade on an hour time frame, you could trade on a 30-minute time frame. But my recommendation for my strategy, I trade hour time frame.
Why did you choose futures instead of options?
Futures instead of that's a good question. I feel like futures is more, you can get, it's less like spread and stuff like that. And spread is just basically like, say for instance, I were to take a trade and lose, I may, instead of losing 500, I may lose 530, because sometimes trading takes like taxes out of your trade. So it's same thing with a win. If I may win 1,000, it may be 1,010 or 1,005. And usually like the spread is pretty big. And then also I think options is just a little more harder than futures, I would say.
So when you get in the morning, when you go TradingView is where you go to trading.
Yes, ma'am.
It's
Yep.
just like tradingview.com.
TradingView.com. Yep.
And you said create the demo, start where you actually trading, but you're not really winning no
You're not
money.
really- yeah,
You're
right.
just training simulated money.
Yeah, exactly.
Learn it.
Learn
and
it.
Then go into
Then go
prop.
to it. See what you develop. What's your routine? What works for you? What strategy do you like the most? You know, because I did a couple of strategies that I didn't like until I found the strategy that I do like. So you just need to get to know yourself on the charts, get the feel for it, you know, learn it. And then after that, you can start getting to the real money, I would say.
So I trade as well, and you did a great job explaining everything.
Appreciate
And
it.
I know I'm a gambler. But I've been working on it. I stopped trading to get myself together. So I had to get myself together, get
Yep.
disciplined, and create good habits. So I'm doing
Yep.
all of that before I go back into trading.
Yes, ma'am.
But it's good to have somebody that knows what they're doing so that you can have the help. And it's hard to find somebody in St. Louis
All right.
that's actually doing it.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's in the beginning, I've been trading for like a little bit over a year and a half, but I was making quick money,
Mhm.
2,000, 5,000 a day.
Mhm.
At work, making 2,500, but losing it back.
Right.
Up and down. Mentally, it becomes way too much. Or Trump tweets something, I'm 20,000 in and it's gone. And I got to
Hey,
go
like-
home and explain to my husband that we was up 20,000.
Right. But yeah, that's back to what I was saying. Like the risk management is very important, like risk and percentages, because you don't want to lose your whole account at the end of the day. You know, you want to, the main thing with trading is you have to be a defensive person. You have to keep your capital, because you can make the money, but can you keep it?
But how you do one thing is
How you do everything.
So
Exactly,
if you're
yep.
not disciplined, if you don't have your mind made up, you might find out that you're greedy.
Right.
You see 500, oh, let me make another 500. I need to go take care of this. Your
Right.
mind has to be right. You
Right.
can't be a great trader without being disciplined.
A
So
good
I can't
mindset.
trade right now. Sorry.
Right.
Would you recommend day trading and like buy and
term.
hold, like
Yeah,
mixing them
yeah,
up?
I would do both. Yeah, the main goal at the end of the day is to spend less time on the charts now for me. So like whenever I make more and more money, I'm gonna spend less time on the charts and I'm gonna hold trades for longer. Because then there's something that you guys need to know too. The higher the time frame, the better. The more money you make, the more accurate it is. Versus if I go to 1 minute time frame and I go to the hour time frame, the hour time frame is going to show me way more than the 1 minute would show me, and it's more accurate, I would say. So that's why I trade the higher time frames too.
And then the swing trade.
In swing trade,
Swing trade,
yeah. But that's my long-term goal.
So I had a couple of questions. So it takes time to really learn how to do this
Yeah,
and to know what to do.
right, yeah.
So let me ask you this also. When you make money, right?
Mhm.
Can you take the money out?
Yep. So if you got a live account and you whatever you risk, it's your rules. So whatever you want to do, if I want to take 10,000 out tomorrow, I can take 10,000 out tomorrow. If I want to take 500 out tomorrow, you can take 500. But with the prop firms, you can't do that because you're using their rules. So
So with live, it's more of a risk.
it's more of a risk.
So it takes discipline if you win like 10,000.
Yep.
You got to snatch that out of there.
To be done. Yep.
So it's like gambling. 'Cause if you win 10,000, that's a lot of money. So why don't you pull that out? People keep going with the 10,000.
Because at the end of the day, you want to have long-term consistency. If I'm making 10,000, I got 100,000 in my account. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm risking in percentages. So at the end of the day, if I want to keep making more money, I got to reinvest this money back in, just like any other business. You know,
So when you go live, it's more of a risk.
it's more of a
But
risk.
when you with the prop, what's
When you do the prop firm, it's
help-
less
they
of a risk.
So they kind of control some of it.
They don't control the markets. They just control the rules.
Right.
So it may be like so say for instance the target is 3,000. They have a consistency rule where you can't make over 50% of consistency. So that basically just means I can't make $1,500 all at once because and take another trade and make another $1,500 all at once. Because if I make more than $1,500, I basically blow their rules. And that's basically because I made more than 50%. And so, and whenever you blow the rules, you either have to make more money because they don't want gamblers on their account as well. They want people who know how to trade. They ain't just giving money to anybody. You gotta know how to trade, you know.
The last question: Why do 90% of the people quit within a year?
Because they have no strategy, no plan, no nothing. They just trading blindly. Just like if anybody were to see a chart and they make money, they going along with that instead of figuring out why they made money or why it worked.
So lastly, so it's the same with salvation. You
same.
gotta have a plan.
You gotta have a plan. Yeah.
No,
for real.
I'm serious.
No,
if you don't, you're not gonna stay saved.
It applies to your spiritual life as well. Yep.
So you have to have a plan.
You have to have a plan.
Vision and
Yeah.
all that, and then you got to work towards it.
And you got to work towards it. At the end of the day, it's not easy. Yeah. And another good thing to say, I would say, is say for instance, you going through it in life or something, and then like you stressed in life, and then you try to get on the charts and keep that same energy for the charts. You might mess up on the charts because your mind is not even, your mind is on other things. So that's how trading can mess you up psychology wise, because you're overthinking it, or you may be going through other things in life that may affect the charts. You may not think it may not affect the charts, but the way that you respond to things because of that emotion can mess you up on the charts.
So lastly, so you got to have a vision, right?
You gotta have a vision.
Okay, let me give you an example. Okay, we got this building, right? I automatically saw that land out there that I want. So I'm praying about it. So God said, yes, I'm gonna give you that land. I don't need to know how you're gonna give it to me or when. I just need to keep saying it and sowing and walking on it.
Right.
And then when it's time, he gonna manifest it. So
Exactly.
a lot of you all got to get a vision about your life.
Right.
Okay, I want to get out of debt. Are you in debt? Well, the vision is I want to get out of it.
Right.
Or I want to be healthy. The vision is I need to start exercising.
Right.
But you can't just come to church and just have a good time and you ain't getting pregnant.
Right.
You should be wanting to work towards. I said I want to go around the globe. I said this as a child. Know what I'm doing now?
Around the globe.
So God made it happen. I just had to believe it and see it. So you got to have without a vision, you don't have no discipline. So basically, with this, it's the same thing with this.
Same thing, literally.
Wow.
And you have to get 1% every day with God, with trading, with your life, everything. So it's more than just on the charts, you know. It's deeper. It teaches you about yourself. Like even when you're not patient and you trying to get into a trade, why am I not being patient? Why can't I? Because and then you look back later in your life and it's because you don't have no patience in your life, so it just takes those, you being aware of those different things to make you better. Honestly, I would say.
So we need to sign up out there.
Yep. If you're interested, sign up out there. I'm working on making a group chat on, helping everybody trade and get better and improve. It's probably gonna be like a weekly thing for right now, and then eventually, I'll probably integrate more and more.
So do you think we need to do this again with some other information or?
I think this gives you the proper basics, but yeah, I don't mind if people got more questions, and want me to actually maybe teach a strategy or maybe some chart work or something like that. I don't mind. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. You got to take a risk. They do. Exactly.
So I think so. Would you suggest that we do this once a month?
Yeah, I suggest it. Yep.
And you just come up with different things that you can teach us.
Yep.
'Cause
Perfect.
we need to get in it. I got a prophecy today that to invest in Tesla. So I don't need to know why. I just do it.
Mhm.
But they said that the government get ready to buy Tesla. So you can invest 300, 500 and just let it sit
And
in
it's
there.
gonna
and
go up.
Skyrocket.
Right.
But I got a prophecy today that to invest in Tesla. We always want to know how.
Right.
You don't need to know how. Just do it.
Yeah.
All right. So you think once a month?
Yeah. Once a month be fine. Yep. Come up with some things. Yeah. Yep.
Bring your computer and show us like actually live.
Yeah. Like actually charts. Breaking through what I
I'm
look
a
for
hands-on
every
person,
single
so
day.
everything you said went over my head. I need you.
Yeah, for sure.
I
I
don't know
got
what
you.
you're talking about no more, but if you show me, that's where I win.
Nah. I
Yeah,
feel
bring
it.
that computer and be on that screen right there and show us. Yeah.
For sure. Next month. For. Okay. Every month. Okay. Sounds good. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah. Whatever. Yeah, we do. Cause who tired of working?
With that being said, because I understand where Stevie is coming from, there are people, everybody learns differently.
Right.
There's an auditory learner where they can listen to you and learn.
Exactly.
There's a visual learner, they can look at it, but then there's that actual hands-on. So with that being said, me too. I can do auditory sometimes, but I'm a very visual, hands-on person.
Yeah.
So my question is with that next session, would you advise that people bring their personal laptops to?
Yeah.
So
we
that
can.
so you can walk them through.
Yeah, so I can show you the basic websites, everything. Yeah.
That's what I want.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna put mine on the screen regardless. But yeah, you guys can bring your personal laptops if you want
I
to.
actually have Acorn, but I have no idea what I'm doing. I just
Yeah.
use my change out of.
And that's how most people trade,
Yeah,
they
so I have no
they just
idea.
hear about it and do
I just
something,
sit and watch.
But Bitcoin, like I said, that's more of a long-term investing thing. So that goes into the stock category. That's not like you getting into a trade in quickly and out quickly.
She said she has Acorn. Do you suggest a certain platform, whether it's
For long-term
Robinhood,
investing,
Acorn?
no, you can just use Bitcoin, Acorn, whatever. Yeah, just the Webull. That's a pretty good one too. And that's more so for long-term investing though. This is more so faster, but you can lose as well fast too. So, like I said, it's like I said, that risk management is what's gonna keep you profitable. You know what I'm saying? You risking the dedicated amount every single trade, no matter if you win, lose, or draw. It's a lot of risk. But the more that you get comfortable with it, the more you accept risk. And like once you play with like big numbers and made a lot of money, you you get comfortable with it. You start their confidence builds. Yep.
So maybe we can do prop firm accounts.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
prop firm or
train us
demo
on
accounts.
that.
Yep, I'll
Okay.
maybe show you guys how to set up a demo account, something of that sort.
Just so I'm clear, so trading is not the same as investing in stocks, is it?
They're similar, it's just different ways that you can invest your money. So that's just more so a long-term investing thing. But if you want to like invest your money more so short-term and maybe have a faster return, that's where day trading comes into place. That's more so like long-term investing. If I got an IRA account, I'm just putting money and just letting it build over time. Even that, like Roth IRA accounts and stuff like that, the bank is trading your money. They trade
Right, they're the
percentages
ones
of your
doing
money.
the trading for you.
Right.
And I was just explaining to her, behind me, I was telling her how I took some money and put it, instead of putting it into, when you leave one job and they give you
Like a
your
401k.
retirement, you get your 401,
Yeah.
and they tell you, okay, well, you can take your money and you can put it back into this, or you can start over. They wanted me to buy my time back, and that was like $12,000, and I was like, I'm just gonna put it in the IRA, and I just, what I'm saying, and that was
That'd probably be better. Yeah, I think that's a better
because to try
decision.
to buy that time back, it didn't seem feasible. So I felt
Right.
like, I was like, okay,
Yep.
God, this is what I'm doing. That's what I did.
Yep, Roth IRAs can be good. High yield savings accounts, that's good too. That always get you more money. And all those accounts, they making money off the percentage you got in there. So that's the same way you want to trade. You want to trade off the percentage that you have in there, not the whole account. At the end of the day. So.
All right, let's get Dylan a round of applause.
Thank you, guys.
So once again, if you want him to train you and mentor you, sign up out there. I want to say another thing. The greatest investment you can make is in yourself. I'm gonna tell you what I mean by that. My father started saving money at 9, and he saved money until he died. He didn't believe in putting money in the bank, which I understand that. But my point is, he had money because he saved money from 9 to whenever he died, 70 something. So he had money saved. So the bank doesn't have any money. The only money that the bank has is when you put it in there. So when you put your money in the bank, they give you 1 or 2%, and they trade your money and make money, give you 1 or 2%. So they really don't have a bank. So watch this. This is what I teach. You can become your own bank. I'm gonna say it again. You can become your own bank. And one thing we have not been taught is how to save. Most people don't have savings. So start with saving yourself. Save money. All right, it's offering time. How many enjoyed it? That was good information. And one thing that we have to be open-minded, man. You don't know how God is going to bless your life, but you got to be open to whatever let me give you an example. I never wanted to rent a house out because I know people ain't gonna pay their bills. And I know it's gonna be hard to get them out. I know all of that. So you know what I did? I wanted to get into real estate. You know when I got into real estate? When Airbnb kicked in. So I knew God was gonna do it. I didn't know how. I didn't know about Airbnb. It didn't even exist. But I knew that God wanted me to get into real estate. So I bought a house and I do Airbnb, Vrbo, and nurses rent the house out every year. People around the world rent the retreat house out. This is the catch. Say for instance, you charging somebody $1,200 a month, right? I can get $2,000 in 2 days. And then Airbnb manage everything for me. And I just operate off my phone. So I don't have to have tenants. I can have 4 tenants in a week, opposed to having 1 tenant that pay once a month. that don't pay the bills. So my point is this. You got to seek God. He'll reveal to you his plan, and then you wait on it for him to manifest. Then when he manifested, you start moving, and you be like, wow. But a lot of us just going to church. This is more than going to church. It's more than just working a job. I ain't worked a job in 20 years. You know why? I'm an entrepreneur. Am I making sense? So you can get stuck on doing stuff a certain way and miss God 1,000 times because you stuck on this one way. The way life used to be is gone. And you'll never get rich working for somebody. All right, I'm done. I just wanted to say that, but give Dylan another round of applause. That was good. I'm really getting ready to get off into this. I am. Because you making $500 in 5 minutes. Folk ain't making $500 in a week. So y'all see, all right, Father, thank you for the offering. Thank you for the word that went forth tonight. And God, help us to be open-minded. Help us to realize that your plan and your ways is much greater than ours. And you said, God, it is you that give us the power to get wealth. And God, we know that wealth is a part of your inheritance for your people. And God, we just thank you right now that a wealth transfer is getting ready to hit Covenant for Life International like never before. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen. All right, stand to your feet. Couple announcements. Okay. Graduation ceremony, not ceremony, but we're going to acknowledge the graduates this Sunday. And we're going to do it actually after I get through preaching. They can walk in with their robe and Mark will play the music. Then we're going to give them a certificate or something like that. So it'll be this coming Sunday. All right, next flyer. Tomorrow, family night skating. No, that's right, today, Wednesday. This coming Friday, family night skating. Bring your family out. Come out and have a great time. This will be an opportunity for you to get some exercise. All right, all right. And then tomorrow, man, listen, she been working us out. Don't I look good? I've been working out, man. Listen, health is our business and healing is God's. You're not going to just automatically be healthy just because. You're going to have to do something, all right? So join us tomorrow for exercise class starting at 7 p.m. All right, anything else? All right, thank you for coming. God bless you all. See y'all on Sunday. Okay, I think so.